Basically, we gotta disassemble all the main parts before we can get to the disassembling of the crankcase. So that means undoing these bolts and the head nuts. You got to remove the head and the cylinder before we can get to the actual crank nut being disassembled. Gabo, these bolts are usually fixed with Loctite.
Yes.
And the biggest thing is we got to warm them up. So do you have a heating device that you would prefer? A heating device to loosen these bolts? Usually, like your heating blower. What would you recommend a normal guy off the street to loosen these bolts that are Loctite?
I don't understand good. And it's necessary.
Yeah.
Use the glue.
Glue. That's it.
Yes.
So heat them up. Where's the heater gun?
No, it's not necessary.
Not necessary. Okay.
No Loctite.
No, they have to have.
They do have.
If you don't have Loctite on these, those are the ones that are dangerous.
It's better.
Yeah.
Ah.
And I always use new gasket.
Yeah. It always goes to shit. Yeah.
It's look good. Let's never see next time.
Yeah.
Always new.
Yeah. Removing the start.
It's easy.
Yep.
Dismount these parts. It's good. Check this screw.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
You gotta actually
good
check
tight.
it by hand. Yeah. Okay.
good.
Yeah.
I have a better screwdriver. No,
No.
smaller.
Never thought about those screws. I never, jumped at me to
always
think
something
about those
It's not
screws.
problem here. Thing, and for safe.
How long do those reeds last?
Yeah. What's the life expectancy? Life? How long does it last?
Very long.
Very long.
It's
Okay.
not problem with these parts. Maybe problem it's the washer go inside,
Yeah, and it jams
crack
up.
the
Yes.
little parts here,
Yes.
and go pressure out of.
Yes. So what Gabo's referring to here is that this thing would last a very long time. However, if you have a silencer box that if you mounted it incorrectly and those washers get ingested, they will go through here and it could possibly damage these reed valve fins. So that is something you're going to have to look at if you did sustain any damage from a ingested part. This has happened.
They're not frayed, and you can't see any light through them.
No, it has to be close as possible, so that's
Right.
good, yeah.
On
If
20
you
years,
see
I have
right.
twice problem.
Yeah, I
with
know.
this.
This is a thing that never gives me trouble.
That's something on
Solid.
dirt bikes all the time,
Yeah.
and a lot of other
Okay.
two-strokes.
Okay.
It's good.
I usually just cut this off. Yeah, yeah, me too.
It's broken. It's not
You get
broken.
that.
You're gonna
Looking for
have
my
to replace it, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Braided?
before broken only this one, and this one inside is good. Yes, it's better.
But you know what I found,
harder
Gabo?
this.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but a very old pipe, when the heat of the engine is exposed, the heat of the engine is exposed to this pipe, if it's very old, it doesn't necessarily hold its shape. It gets pinched, can get pinched because of the heat.
It's
it's
you think
old.
close this?
Yeah.
It's
possible. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah. So basically, what can happen on these suction hoses, if they're very old and they don't hold their shape well, the engine might start well on the ground, but as soon as you start flying for long enough, where the heat is the engine's heat gets distributed all over the parts, it will warp this pipe and change the flow of the fuel, because there's no fuel coming through this, but
pumping
the gases, the pressure that comes from it will be reduced. So that is important. Why it's a good suction, a new suction hose is important.
Do we know what the suction pressure is?
Oh no.
Like, would it collapse this?
I show you on this tube.
Okay.
And you have too much close, and not. It's go. And it's the same with the problem. You have too much long this tube, and you have this. And lock the a uzavře se vlastně průchod.
It's always hitting things.
He's a mechanic after my heart.
Then when you put them back in, you do the same thing.
Now it's the moment of truth and seeing the stories with that piston. All right, let me help. All the bolts are out.
He's got his hammer.
The Thor's hammer. Just that way.
Thor's hammer.
There we go.
There.
Now we get to see this guy. You could see movement on the rings like that, and that is not good. So this is, it's going to be a best case scenario to replace this piston.
You see this one?
Yeah.
Tady je vidět dřený ten píst už. Kolik má hodně už jako prostě, že je fakt na jako že má ten motor hodně navítáno.
Yeah. And to remind our viewers of this, it's about a 900-hour machine, and the result of, flying responsibly, not experiencing any technical problems, but that is a situation that needs to be resolved, where those rings need to be tight-fitting, and they're not on this piston.
Dip down. So did it split up?
Jo, tady je vidět prostě, že ten píst má nějaký průměr a je prostě už je ošoupaný a nedrží přesně to, co má držet. A díky tomu
Just puts a block of wood on everything.
yes.
I was waiting for you to get your big hammer out.
Just push the engine back against each other and just whack away at it. Well, that's not heat exposed yet.
Okay.
Let's have a look at this.
That was a 10 mil.
Do we have,
Oh.
and I think something that you would see on the lower bearing, if it's in bad shape, would be purple discoloration on the lower bearing, which you do not see in this case. Yeah, so it's not been heat exposed on the bearing yet.
Not that much.
Yeah, there's no purple discoloration.
And I check these parts.
Yeah.
You need the nail.
Yeah.
And must be smooth.
Yeah. Okay.
Not crack.
Yeah.
Not.
Not rough.
Yeah.
Rough. Yeah.
You must have.
Yes. Smooth.
Nice.
Smooth surface.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's nice.
But the engines usually, the parts that get exposed to the heat with those heat waves would be, you would see this discolored in purple, and the bearing and the piston pin.
It's very nice, this one.
This is good, yeah. So
I recommend that this give the new and this give the new.
Why not? Because the piston's already been exposed to heat. Well, just explain, you know,
for
repair.
safe.
Yeah.
And we give new piston,
Yes.
and when always new this.
Wrist pin.
Exchange that one.
This, you can see on the inside, so you have metal fatigue happening, but you can't really make it out. It's not there yet.
But you know it's somewhere.
Yeah, it's in there. We just show this to the viewer. You see, guys, if you rub your finger over this, you can feel this is actually collapsing in. The center part's collapsing in. And if you look at,
This
and I can put a
straight edge on it.
I can put a picture up. See how that's just, you can see that collapse going inwards. Collapse going inwards.
that gap right
Yeah.
there should be home.
And in this video, I'll post a picture of a
Voila.
very slow burn going through
Voila.
the piston because of something, incorrect fuel to oil mix, whatever. But you can see these rings. I don't think it was incorrect fuel to oil mix. I think it was this piston specifically over time causing the heat blow, waves from escaping over these piston rings. So that's causing the excessive heat.
It's just weird that there's a good gap here,
No, so
and then it's like
it wasn't noticed when they installed that originally, and I just think over
that's
time
original?
it played out. Yeah, that wasn't caused in
didn't.
action. It was just an incorrect piston.
Poškozovat.
So these are very important, let's say, surfaces which should not be like mechanically damaged, scratched, whatever.
Right.
Vezmu ten zalamovací nůž a samozřejmě ten karbon s tama opatrně takhle seškrábnu.
Very carefully, just
scrape the carbon.
Jo, takže on jde
Chunks of it.
normálně.
And that's where I think the brush is better. There we go.
The carbon is holding it together.
No, that's actual previous damage of metal ingestion.
Tady z vrchu, to je prostě jenom,
Very hot.
není to extra přesné, jakože na desetiny milimetrů. Tady je to možné normálně takhle vyčistit.
Chalkboard.
Jo, samozřejmě potom mám jemné takové,
after you will brush it, let's say.
až to vyčistím, tak to, protože ten píst je takhle soustružený, takže po směru toho soustružení to takhle.
You have to brush it on the direction.
Same
vlastně
direction.
Of the grain, yeah.
Ne takhle.
Not like that, no. Okay.
Jo, pokud je tam velká vrstva, tak je možné to jemně, opatrně.
Very
Jestli chce
carefully.
dělat mechanika motoru, tak by tohle měl. Jo, takže to prostě takhle dočistím. Pokud čistí píst jde použít zase zpátky a pístní kroužky, tak je důležité, aby věděl, který byl horní a který byl spodní.
Okay, if you would like to put back the rings, it's very important to know which ring was where.
Který byl tady
You
a
have to
který
put it
byl
on the
tady.
same place as it was.
Protože jak to jezdí v tom pístu, v tom válci ten píst, tak jako jsou tam nějaké mikroryhy a vlastně ten kroužek se s tím válcem jako odzrcadlí
What has to be drilled out?
Kolik?
2,5 mm
2.5 millimeters.
na 230 a normálně
For
ho
230.
ten karbon sama.
And you are cleaning the carbon by the drill.
That's very clean.
That's the same way I do it. Yeah.
Jo, takže vyčistím
Toto je
si
2,5,
tady, ano,
This one is 2.5 millimeters.
to je tam. S tím, že až to mám hotové, tak si ten válec dočistím tisícovkou jemnou,
Then he
sandpaper,
take the sandpaper like 1000 firstly.
a vlastně si to namočím do vody
He put it under water.
Wet
a teď
sand.
si to,
Wet
si
sand
to
slates.
dočistím,
Just to clean that,
Yes.
yeah.
dočistím
Deposit.
si ten vrch tady.
Just getting rid of that carbon
A
deposit.
kolem toho dekompresního kanálku si to taky vyčistím.
Like all around you.
To make sure that there are no metal fragments on the drill site.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise you're going to hurt those rings again.
A ještě tam